Hello students, my name is Prerna and I am your EVS teacher. And today from your EVS book Enviro, we are going to be reading chapter number 6. Now in all your previous chapters, you've read a lot about self-growth, about human growth, how playing games can help us in our physical growth and development, how different sports can help us in our growth. In this particular chapter, we are going to be talking about growth of plants, and in this unit, we are going to talk about plants and animals. All right. So this is your chapter number 6, and this is from unit 2, plants and animals. The name of the chapter is reproduction in plants. What is the meaning of reproduction? It means to produce again or to produce further. So in this chapter, we are going to talk about how from one plant comes another plant. What makes the growth of another plant occur? The process by which living things produce new living things of the same kind is called as reproduction. Reproduction in plants is responsible for maintaining their existence in the form of new plants. Plants reproduce in many ways. Most of them reproduce through seeds. Alright? A flower changes into a fruit. The fruit that contains the seed. New plants grow from seeds. So let's say if you plant seed of let's say coriander, you will see very soon small coriander plants grow. Non-flowering plants reproduce through spores. Some plants reproduce from other parts of them like roots, stems and leaves. Reproducing is also called multiplying because many plants grow out of seeds or parts of one plant. So this tells you about what exactly reproduction is and how it takes place. Now, we talk about the different methods or the different ways through which reproduction happens or takes place in plants. Now, the first method or the most common method is through seeds. Undeveloped seeds do not grow because some are eaten by animals or destroyed by heat or rain. Others may not get the right soil or enough air and water. In this way, only a few seeds get a chance to grow into new plants. Therefore, a plant produces so many seeds to have a chance that at least some of them grow. So, from one plant, you have a lot of seeds because some seeds, as it is said, they are either destroyed or eaten by birds or animals. So that is why from those number of seeds, maybe some seeds are saved so that the plants can reproduce. Thus, the plant tries to maintain and multiply its existence on the earth in the form of new plants. Now we talk about what are the 3 parts of a seed. All right. So seed is not just the portion that you see. There are many parts to it. So what are these parts of a seed? Let's study these. Now, the first part is the seed coat. That is the outer covering. A seed has an outer covering known as seed coat. It protects the baby plant from any damage or injury. So it's like a cover, it's like a veil that the seed has so that it is protected against any form of damage. Then the next thing is cotyledons. The 2 halves of the seeds are called cotyledons or seed leaves. The 2 halves. So we know that seed is combination of 2 halves. So the 2 halves are called as cotyledons or seed leaves. They contain food for the baby plant. Seeds with 1 seed leaf are called as monocotyledons, and the seeds which have 2 leaves are called as dicotyledons like gram. All right. Then you talk about the embryo. What is embryo? It is the baby plant inside the seed, which contain when conditions are favorable, it forms a seedling. So you can see this gram seed. So it has two seed leaves. What is it called as? It is called as cotyledons, and then it has a baby plant. And the maize seed, it has one seed leaf. It is called as the mono cotyledons. All right. Then you have germination of seed. That is the process by which a baby plant, when it grows, it is called as germination. The process of growing a baby plant from a seed is called as germination. Germinating seeds need air, water, and suitable temperature, which can be understood by the following points. So, there are three things that are required for the baby plant to start emerging. You need water, you need air, and suitable temperature. So, we understand about all these in detail. The seed needs air because it needs oxygen to breathe, just like us. The seeds get oxygen from the air which is trapped in the soil. The seeds are sown not deep but near the surface of the soil to let them get air. So, if you want to grow a plant, make sure that you do not dig it very deep, otherwise it won't be able to breathe. It will start suffocating, it will not be able to grow. When water is absorbed, seed becomes quite soft. It swells up and the seed coat is ruptured to let the baby plant come out. The seed needs proper warmth from itself to become active and grow. Seeds do not germinate in very cold or in very hot temperature. That's why we said the right amount of temperature. A moderate temperature is 25 to 35 degrees centigrade. Normally, that favors germination. So here they have talked about a 3-bean experiment. 3 mature and dried bean seeds are tied to a glass, right? So you can see these bean seeds which are there tied to a glass. The slide is kept in a beaker having water in the way as shown in the figure, so half filled. The whole setup is left at moderate temperature, and after a few days only the middle seeds it germinates because it is getting air as well as it is getting water, right? See, this is not getting water at all, so it will not grow, and this is very deep inside the water. Then it says the seed, it grows into stages. So just like when we were born as like a newborn baby, then infant, then we grew into a young boy, and then we become adolescent, then we become enter our teen and go beyond our teenage, and then we become adults. So just like this, a plant also has certain stages of growth. What are these? The seed grows into stages. First of all, the root appears coming out of the soft, moist seed coat. This is followed by shoot. So root, shoot. The root grows downward and the shoot grows upward. So remember in your previous classes, we've spoken about that there are certain parts of a plant which are visible and some which are not visible. So the part of the plant which is not visible, it grows under the soil, and that is the root. And then you have the shoot which grows upwards towards sunlight, and gradually the green leaves grow. The leaves start making food for the new plant, and the new plant at this stage is called a seedling. As the green leaves grow bigger, the seed leaves shrink. Their store of food has finished. Green leaves have started making food for the plant. So now you can see that how this bean seed is grown into a seedling. So see, this is a seed. Now the baby plant is coming out, and now the roots are there. This is the shoot. Now you see that the leaves start coming out, and this is the complete seedling. Then we talk about dispersal of seeds. That is when seeds are dispersed or spread around. How does that happen? In nature, seeds germinate in the soil. Once the seeds are fully formed, they must find a place to germinate. If all seeds fall near the mother plant, they will not have enough space to grow. So it's like a limited space. How many people can stand in, let's say, uh, the desk that you sit on? How many people can sit on that? Four, maximum five. But can 10 people sit there? No, that's not possible. So just like this, near the plant, if all the seeds fall, then it is not possible for them to grow because there won't be enough space. They must move away or disperse from the mother plant. The spreading away of seeds is known as dispersal of seeds. Dispersal of seeds is necessary so that each seed gets enough space, nutrition, water, and warmth to grow into a new plant. So, how does this spreading of seeds happen? There are various methods. First is through wind. So, when the wind is blowing really fast, the seeds are so light that they're carried from one place to another. Many seeds are borne away by the wind. The seeds of the milkweed are like parachutes. They wind seeds of the sycamore and seeds of the sycamore and Indian elm glide in the wind. Some of these seeds get covered with soil and germinate when it rains. Then you have dispersal by animals. So animals disperse plant seeds into fruits in two ways. The hooked spines of certain seeds stick to the feathers of the birds and hair of animals and reach far away places where they germinate. Many kinds of fruits like cherry, apple, blackberry, etc. are eaten by birds and other animals like squirrel and mice. These animals often take the seed to a faraway place. People also help in spreading seeds far away from where they grow naturally. Then you have dispersal by water. How does it happen? This generally happens to plants which grow near the, let's say, near the water body. So when the water is flowing, those seeds are carried away. Then you have dispersal by explosion. In some plants like ladyfinger, the dried fruit explodes, spreading the seeds away from the mother plant. So you can see these methods which are given here, that how the dispersal actually happens through various ways. Then you have reproduction through other parts. So we learned about seeds, how germination takes place. Now we're talking about other parts. Non-flowering plants do not produce seeds. So how does reproduction take place? They produce spores. Fungi, mosses and ferns are spore producing plants. The spores are small and packed in spore boxes. These appear as brown spots on the underside of the leaves. You can see a picture here. The spore boxes burst and scatter the ripe spores, and these grow into new plants. Roots, stem and leaves are the vegetative parts of the plant. Reproduction by roots, stem or leaves is called vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction is much quicker than production through seeds. Then you have new plants from roots. How does this happen? Let's find out. Sweet potato, radish, turnip, carrot, etc. are roots of plants which have stored food in them. If we plant them in soil or put in water, roots and shoots grow from them. So you can see a diagram here that how a potato which is submerged into water with proper oxygen and temperature, you will see many other the branches coming out. New plants from underground stems. Potato, ginger and onion are underground stems which have stored food in them. Potato and ginger have buds, that is eyes. If we put them into soil, a new plant grows from the bud. Onion is called a bulb because it is shaped like a bulb. We plant bulbs of onion into the soil to get new plants of it. Then new plants from runners. What are these? Plants like strawberry, grasses and mint have weak stems. Their stem creeps along the ground and that is why they are called as runners. Side branches grow out of the creeping stem. They separate and go inside the soil to grow into new plants. They look as running on the ground, so they are called as running. Then you have new plants from stem cutting. So maybe you can cut a stem of a plant, plant it, and then you will see a new plant. For example, a money plant. Then you have new plants from grafting. When cuttings are attached to the shoots of another plant, it is called as grafting. By this method, a branch cutting of a sweet mango grafted on the stem of a sour mango tree gives sweet fruits. A cutting of a violet rose will produce violet flowers even on the plant of a red rose. So this is like a mix and match of plants. So what do? That you cut the shoot of one plant, put it in the other plant, and then you will see it growing. New plants from the tips of branches called as layering. Side branch of a jasmine plant is bent towards the ground and a portion covered with moist soil. The growing tip is exposed. After some days, new roots develop. The branch is cut and the new plant with soil is planted at another place. New plants of raspberries are also grown in this way. Then you have from leaves. How does this happen? Leaves of some plants like birophyllum and begonia bear buds on them. When kept in moist soil, they produce new plants. Then plants from faraway places. Many vegetables, not all plants that we see around us are originally from India. Many other that we use in our daily lives came to India from other parts of the world. Many vegetables like potatoes, tomatoes, chilies, they came from South America. Lemon, cabbage and cauliflower, they came from Europe. And onion, it came from Egypt. Marigolds, they came from Central America, and roses from China. And Africa was the home of coffee beans. The banana, so much part of India's food culture and traditions, is originally from Southeast Asia. Then you have tea, which is a popular drink in India. It was discovered by Chinese and brought by the British. Tea comes from tropical evergreen plant. It needs rainfall, but water should be allowed to collect around the roots. This is why it is grown on slopes so that the water can easily drain away after rain. The tender leaves are dried, processed, and packed to be sold in shops. So we've learned so much about how plants are grown. And maybe what you can do is to understand these methods better, you can actually practically try these methods of plant growth. And you can start with a bean seed to see the germination of seed. And it is very interesting. You can try methods of grafting and layering and other methods as well. So you will obviously get a better understanding of the plant growth. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed reading these chapters.